The woman who vowed never to marry. An emotional Ukwuani folktale. Long ago in the peaceful Ukwuani village of Umusade, where moonlight stories carried wisdom from one generation to another, there lived an elderly couple, Pa Okoli and Mama Emi. For many years, they prayed for a child. The village mocked them. They have barns full of yams, people whispered, but no child to inherit them. They laughed. At last, after many seasons of tears and sacrifices, the Almighty Father blessed them with a beautiful daughter. They named her Oge Chikamma, meaning God's time is the best. She was called Oge for short. She grew into the most graceful maiden in the kingdom. Her laughter made children dance, and her kindness won every heart. Many young men came bearing palm wine, kola nuts, and gifts, but Oge's heart belonged to only one man, Ezule. Only one man, Ezule. Ezule promised before both families, no matter what happens, I will make Oge my wife. And so, everyone regarded Oge as Ezule's betrothed. The whole village rejoiced as wedding preparations began. When Ezule thought it was time for the marriage to be done, Oge's best friend, Etue, stood beside her every day, helping to weave wrappers, prepare beads, and decorate the compound for the marriage. But no one knew that behind everything, jealousy had quietly entered Etue's heart, and she was scheming something else. On the morning of the wedding, Oge sat inside her mother's room, while women sang joyful songs outside. Hours passed. The singing suddenly stopped. Confused whispers spread through the compound. Then came terrible cries. Ezule has married Etue. What? Oge rushed outside barefoot. There, before her eyes, stood Ezule, tying marriage beads around the neck of the very friend she had trusted with all her heart. Her world shattered. She fell to the ground without a word, disappointed. That night, Oge burned every gift Ezule had ever given her. With tears streaming down her face, she raised her hands toward heaven and cried, I will never marry any man for as long as I live. My heart has died today. Sobbing, she cried. From that day forward, every suitor was turned away. And years rolled by. Years kept rolling by. Oge's parents grew older, and Oge grew older. Their backs bent with age, and their hair turned as white as egret's feathers. Her father pleaded many times. My daughter, he said softly, a tree does not choose to stand alone forever. We only wish you to give us a grandchild so that we can carry our grandchild before our eyes close. But Oge would simply shake her head. Father, I buried my heart long ago. One cold Harmattan morning, Pa Okoli closed his eyes forever. The entire village mourned. As he was lowered into the earth, Mama Emi wept bitterly. My husband has gone without seeing the grandchild he longed for. She cried. People shook their heads in pity. Oh, What have we done to deserve all this? Mama Amy cried. The words pierced Oge's heart like a sharpened spear. For the first time in many years, Oge looked around the empty compound. The laughter had disappeared. The young barns were quiet. Her mother now sat alone every evening, staring into the distance. Oge realized that while she had been punishing the man who betrayed her, she had also been punishing the parents who had loved her without measure. One evening, she knelt beneath the ancient Udala tree and prayed, Almighty Father, if there is still goodness prepared for me, remove the bitterness from my heart. Not long afterwards, a respected widower's son named Ukwuani arrived in the village. He was wealthy, humble, hardworking, and known for helping widows and strangers alike. Unlike the other men, he never tried to impress Oge with riches. Instead, he quietly cared for Mama Emi, Oge's mother, whenever she was ill. He repaired their leaking roof without asking for payment and greeted everyone with respect. Slowly, the frozen walls around Oge's heart began to melt. She finally agreed to marry him when he asked for her hand in marriage. Their traditional Ukwuani marriage filled the village with songs once again. Unlike her first wedding day, there were no tears of betrayal, only tears of joy. Within a few years, their compound echoed with the laughter of children. Mama Emi carried her grandchildren with trembling hands, thanking the Almighty Father every morning. One market day, Oge unexpectedly saw Ezule, the man that had betrayed and disappointed her. The handsome young man she once loved had become tired, unhappy, and haggard-looking. His marriage to Itwe had been filled with endless quarrels, poverty, and regrets. As Oge walked home beside Ukwuani, whose love never failed her, she smiled gently and whispered, Almighty Father, thank you for closing the wrong door. Had I married the man I cried for, I would never have known the man you prepared for me. The elders nodded wisely and said, the fish that escapes the weak net often swims into a deeper river prepared by God. From that day onward, whenever young people in Ukwuani rushed to cause their disappointments, the elders reminded them of Oge's story. For not every broken promise is the end of happiness. Sometimes it is the beginning of a better life. The moral lessons in this story is that never believe that a painful disappointment has destroyed your future. What seems like a heartbreaking ending today may become the doorway to greater joy tomorrow, especially when bitterness gives way to hope. Thanks for watching. Please, guys, help to share these videos to get a wider audience. Thank you.